Welcome back, OIG family, to another episode in Oracle's TA, where we take a look at the technical analysis of fundamental cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we're going to be starting off with a recap from our last episode, which is indicated by this gray line here that occurred on August 2nd, which you should be sure to check out because we did mention some key levels that are being respected in this episode. And we're going to be starting off with taking a look at price action since that day. And really what we see here is that any moves up have been completely erased with moves down by Bitcoin, as well as the one happening right now, actually. So we saw that on August 6th, Bitcoin began its slow journey up, which really brought it to the daily level at $23,244. And from there, we saw a breakout and saw a quick rise up of 4% within 8 hours. Now, even though Bitcoin has seen a recent drop with this low here, with this price action here, we do have one thing to note, and that is that the move up was significantly faster than the move down. And even on the way down, we did have some fight from the bulls. So what does that tell me? It seems as if the bulls are somewhat in more control than the bears within the past couple of days and even weeks, for that matter. If we take if we zoom out here, we see that we're still painting higher lows with every swing. And even though this one isn't complete yet, we could potentially see something that finds support at this level. And really, that's key because going back to several episodes ago, we mentioned that this red box here was a key level as well, and that was because that was the range high. And now that we've broken out of that range, we can also start to see that essentially, if we find support, really the only way for Bitcoin from here is up. And how high can we go is the question, obviously. But with Bitcoin finding support here, I would expect it to quickly rise up, simply because that confirms that we are not breaking back into this range here. And I've also added one more level to the chart, and which you may have noticed here, this red level here, and that mentions that indicates the last low. So the last low, meaning our previous move down, which occurred on May 11th, came to an abrupt stop at $26,536. Now, I believe that this is going to be a key level because whether or not we gain acceptance back into this zone here is ultimately determined by this roadblock, let's say, at $26,500. So for Bitcoin to find support here would definitely be bullish. For it to rip up here would definitely be bullish. But it's also good to note that although we could see more upside, Bitcoin has been on a rise up for quite some time now. Although it's not as strong as when the bears were in control and where we saw, significant moves down, like 35% in 8 days, we're currently seeing a rise of 37% within 52 days. So, in the grand scheme of things, on a short-term time frame, the bullish case remains strong. However, on a long-term time frame, we do see that Bitcoin still has a lot of levels of resistance up above, and that's simply to note that breaking all-time highs is probably going to be some time in the future, and not going to be happening anytime soon. So now let's take a look at Ethereum. And what we're seeing here, based on our last episode, which is indicated by this gray line here, is that Ethereum pretty much mirrored Bitcoin's performance until the breakout. And we see that breakout really gave Ethereum a good, let's measure that from the bottom to the top, pretty much 15% rise within 3 days. And that's key because that means Ethereum is currently outperforming Bitcoin, and that really all eyes, at least in my opinion, should be on Ethereum because that really plays a big role in the altcoin market, like we've mentioned before. So it's good to also go back and see what's happened. So Ethereum did pump up significantly from the weekly level at $1,300 and found resistance at the $1,700 level. From there, it was range bound and pretty much stuck in between a rock and a hard place and failed to hold support at the $1,685 level, and fell below that level, found support at the daily, which was marked out by this low here. And this daily then provided support, as we can see here, and further to that price action, we did see a rise up. So what does that mean? Well, in the grand scheme of things, again, higher low, higher low, higher low, potentially higher low. And really what that means with the higher lows is that, if we are in a bullish market structure, because we also are seeing higher highs, we could see a rip up from Ethereum as well, depending on Bitcoin's sentiment. And, right now we are at the monthly open looking for support. However, it is not guaranteed. We could fall below that, and even we could provide some sort of swing failure pattern of this low here, and that could spook people in the market, because I'm sure there are a lot of stop losses right below this level here, and really that liquidity is what the price action wants to grab. So maybe a liquidity grab just below this low, and then a rip up, a support bounce on this. We could then see a really significant move out of Ethereum, with the next level really being at significant level, that is, being at the weekly at nearly $2,000 per Ethereum. So that's a 15% move. I mean, on leverage, that's great. However, for the long-term trader, we should also look at, the next level up, which would be the $2,500 level. And that's simply because this area below the monthly open has been an area where Ethereum has been at its lows for the longest amount of time. So really, we entered this in June 10th of 2022, obviously, and we've been there for about 48 days, so a month and a half almost, that we've been stuck under this level here, and we've gone as low as 45% below that level. And 47 days later, we're breaking out. We're trying to get acceptance above that level, failing. However, not even going back down to like a significant level. Really, we're staying right up at that level. So that shows that Ethereum's, or at least the bulls for Ethereum, are trying their best to get it out of that range. And we've found support here. We could potentially find support here, and if we do, I would expect us to quickly move up to the next level, simply because there aren't much levels in between. I mean, if you look at previous price action here, really Ethereum just went straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, and then fell through. No levels being respected in between that. I mean, minor levels, but really this is a bear flag on the way down, right? So a very, very bullish case for Ethereum right now. It's very interesting to see what Bitcoin is going to be doing. Obviously, that's going to dictate whether or not Ethereum will have the market sentiment to move up. But like we said, Bitcoin is right now currently on the way down. We need to see where it's going to fall down to. We need to ensure that we see a higher low continued on the way up, and that would mean higher price action for Bitcoin. And let's see. It's gonna be an incredible week for Bitcoin. I mean, the volatility is still present. The bears look like they're starting to weaken, and the bulls look like they're starting to claim control over the price action of Bitcoin. So overall, really, there's a lot of levels. Again, they're all marked out on the screen here, so take a screenshot if you'd like. And that's what we're going to be looking forward to within the next week. So there's our plan for this week, guys. Make sure you follow, subscribe, and hit the bell notification button to stay up to date with all the stuff coming out from OIG. And until next time, we'll see you soon.